Oh, Lordy. Hello, hello. Hi, Patty. Hi, Tammy. Oh, I had the wrong time. Yeah, I was fiddling around. Oh, I wish this thing wasn't changing color. I was fiddling around with some things and then totally forgot what time it was. Oh, 2:13 a.m. Nope, you won't find me live then, although I'll probably be awake. Hi, Jenny. So can you hear me okay? I'm hoping I have this set up right. Can you guys see that? How it changes, the lighting changes from cool to warm? Erg, driving me nuts. All kinds of, hey, look, I highlighted your comment, Patty. Okay, so anyway, sorry. So I looked up and it said 1:59. I'm like, oh no, I need to get started. And I was still fiddling around. So I'm actually supposed to be on stream as well. There we go. I'm not really sure what the deal is. It keeps going, like disappearing. Okay, so anyway, here we are. Happy Wednesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Hey, Robin. Here, I'll highlight you again. There you go. You're fancy. So, hopefully this all goes okay. I'm not sure. Yep, see, my thing is in my screen. Okay. And you know, one thing I was thinking was maybe part of the reason that I struggle with my lighting is because I'm right next to a window. And even though natural light is the best for taking photos, it's not always the best for video if you're going to be sticking things in and out of the light. But anyway, I digress. Let me get up and shut the front door, or shut my office door. Sorry, I think somebody just got home and I don't need them walking up the stairs and interrupting. So anyway, we are going to be working with the Darling Details bundle. Wrong page. I keep wanting to call it Delicate Details, and I actually put the wrong name on all my graphics initially and then caught it. So this is what it looks like. It has some really cute dies. This one's really cute here that you can see in the catalog how they did like a little fringe. So that's what we're going to use today. And we're going to make 3 cards as usual, but you will get to make 6 when you receive your card kits. So I'll show you the cards we're going to make. So here are the 3 cards we are going to make today. And as a free gift with purchase, when you purchase 50, you will get the Tinsel Gems pack. Okay, I'm going to make a complete joke of myself. I was putting these on my cards the other day, and you might be able to see in the camera, there are these little like flecks that they look like lines. So when I was putting these on my cards, I thought, what in the heck is wrong with these? They're all scratched on the top. Am I scratching them with my Take Your Pick tool? Did I get like a weird package? No, friends. They're called the Tinsel Pack because inside the gems is little pieces of tinsel. So yeah, that was a fun thing I learned this week. So have a laugh at my expense. I swear, sometimes the way I learn things is just not the brightest. Okay, so yes, I know. I was laughing at myself too, Patty. I was like, wow, Marcee, that's why it says tinsel in the name. Okay, so let's get started. So for the first card, I'm going to set these back here. I have gone ahead and done some pre-stamping and cutting, but in your kit, you will get your white A2 card base. Oh, you have an idea about the cool warm thing. Okay, Patty, I would love to know because it is driving me bonkers, and I'm sure it drives me more crazy than anybody else. But I think I've tried as much as I can without ripping my hair out. And so you can tell me now if you want. Yeah, go ahead. The people on YouTube can see it and they'll be able to see it after the video is no longer live. So maybe it will help somebody else. I am all for the help. I'll keep going while you're typing. Okay, so your A2 card base. And then you are going to have a piece of Daffodil Delight, a strip of the In Color DSP, as well as this die cut, which is cut from the Scallop Contours dies. And then you will, of course, need to do this stamping. So Patty asks me, thumbs up for Marcee. Patty asks me, what color on your desk makes it be the truest color? That's a good one, Patty. Let's see. And just for reference, with my canvas lamp, I have it on the mixed color setting. So it's the mix of warm and cool. I would say, so it's darker over here, which I don't know why that is either, because I have an extra light over there. But I would say, I guess the white against the gray. I mean, usually it changes when I put my hand in it. So you can see how it starts to get warm over here. And if I could exposure lock my camera, that wouldn't be an issue, but I can't at this point. So, okay, card base. And then you will stamp and die cut these with your bundle if you are using the same bundle as me. So these are stamped in Berry Burst and Granny Apple Green. And a tip for you when you're stamping, because we will be stamping off on some of the images, do your stamping all at once if you can, because you'll see in the other cards that on one of them, the flower is stamped off twice. So this way you can stamp off for this, because this inside is stamped off. I'm sorry, you can't even see what I'm pointing at because my face is over it. So this inside of this is stamped off, and then the outside is full strength. So for this card, the Fun Fold card, you're going to need to stamp off twice. So instead of stamping and then stamping and stamping and stamping, go ahead, get ink on your interior stamp, which is, are you kidding me? I didn't put it on a block. Wow. I was so prepared last night. Haha. Maybe it's because I didn't think I was going to need to stamp it. I don't know. So go ahead when you're doing your stamping, stamp up your inside piece, stamp it off, and then stamp it, and then stamp it again. And that will be the inside for this one. I thought about doing this on screen. If it's confusing, let me know and I can do it. But I wanted to do as much die cutting as possible because that often takes a lot of time. Okay, so Patty's tip is, so my idea might not work, but try the cool setting on your canvas lamp. Okay, so that's cool setting. People watching this are going to be like, wow, she's weird. Okay, so what does that look like to you guys? I mean, I think that helped significantly, Patty. Okay, see? Thank you, leader. Thank you, Wonder Woman. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm okay. I mean, if that's all it takes, Wow, I just saved myself a lot of gray hair. Awesome sauce. Do you film with yours on cool? I'm going to try this really quick and turn this lamp off. Did that make much of a difference for anybody? I am so sorry. I feel like every week people are my guinea pigs because that's really dark. And this lamp, sorry, this light that I'm using over here does not have a temp setting, but I feel like without it, this section over here is so dark. And part of that is probably caused by the fact that I have, if you haven't looked at my community tab on my YouTube channel, there is a picture of my setup. So I have this Huggies diaper wipe box, and that is what my webcam is on. So I tried to add some more light, but I think that the box is actually casting shadow as well. So my apologies. Okay, so it looks great. Hey, Kathy. I think you joined us at a good time. I've just been fussing over my lighting again, which I'm sure everyone is bored of. Okay, perfect. You know, Patty, I have always had mine on mixed, and I don't know why. So I'm going to keep it on cool. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy now. I'd stand up and do a little dance, but no one wants to see that. Okay. So we are going to keep it on cool. It's on its brightest setting. Yay. Okay. So back to the card. If anybody wants me to show what I was talking about with the stamping, let me know. It was really clear in my head, but sometimes when it is verbalized, not so clear. Ha ha, Patty. Patty wants to see me dance. Okay. So let me set this envelope aside here and hope I don't lose anything and put this away. And what we will do is begin. I feel like my space is so much smaller with Patty, with the box of ammo on my lamp base. I can get my phone much lower, but I feel like I've kind of squeezed my desk space together. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in order to extend the arm on my lamp and get my lamp to stay, the base to stay flat, it has to be weighed down with something. And it is currently weighed down with a box of ammo. Okay. Cat hair in my mouth. So you will get a piece of Daffodil Delight cut to size. And what you want to do is you just want to tear a small piece off the bottom, because you are going to need to fit this 1 inch wide strip underneath. So you don't want to tear it too short, because then, you know, you're going to have a gap. So just be careful when you're tearing. Watch, I'm going to tear it too short. And if you don't like how raw this is, you can flip it over and use the other side. So we will go ahead and glue down our little strip of paper here, and you can use either side. I just chose to use the dots. Okay. You know, Patty, what's interesting is that I had mentioned before that I use a photo box to take photos of my projects. Well, my photo box also has the function of light temperature. And guess what? Cat hair on my lip. I use it on mixed, and I have to spend quite a bit of time editing my photos to get the white to not be warm. So I think you may have saved the day in more ways than one. I have no idea why I thought it was a good idea to use mixed lighting. I'm going to laugh at your second project, Tammy, for your live tomorrow. Sorry, I'm reading your comment instead of looking at you. Just wow, the things you learn. I'm going to do one of those reels that, what does it say? what are those memes that say like, I learned at 50 years old, I learned for the first time, cool lighting is best. Okay, so we have that down. Oh, funny, Tammy. You know, great minds think alike. Okay, so we have that. And then we are going to need to, I might want to keep my card out for reference just in case. So stick it over there. So we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment next. And I need to find my mat. I feel very disorganized today. I'm so sorry. Yes, I was this many years old when, see, I can't even form thoughts. Yes. Good heavens. Okay, so here's something interesting. I don't know if I have sent this to anybody or maybe because people get all kinds of random stuff from me. But did you know that the numbers on the toaster are for minutes? Not level of toastiness. The minutes your item will be in the toaster. I just learned that recently. Okay. So we're going to stamp hello there. And I just mounted my stamp on both sides since they're small. Oh, so Jenny, that's new to you too? Yes, right? I know some of the things I saw, I think it was Heather that sent me something the other day that said, I was today years old when I learned that the reason your chest is called a chest is because it houses your greatest treasure, your heart. Okay, Kathy, no problem. Leave it to Facebook. Okay, back to the sentiment, friends. So we're just going to go ahead and stamp this first. And the reason I'm stamping this first is so I have a better idea of where to place my flowers. Now, some of you probably could just place your flowers and have room for your sentiment. I tend to not operate very well doing that. So I think I said we were stamping just a note and I meant hello there. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and do our leaves. And I am actually going to cut this one off because I don't need all three of them on one side. I'm gonna grab my silicone mat here. Just keep layering everything up. Hi, Kathy, you made it. Yay. Sorry about that. I don't know. Facebook, I'll tell you what. Facebook is not my friend a lot of the time. All right, so we're going to put that one there, and then we're just going to take one of our larger flowers. And our smaller one is going to go underneath here, so I probably shouldn't have glued this all the way down, but it's not dry yet, so you can just slide it underneath. I know, it's just frustrating. You know, I feel bad because some people don't use YouTube, or it's more native for them to use Facebook, and then Facebook is just, Facebook is always drunk. I don't know what the deal is. I think maybe it's just actually meta, because for the last week and a half, every time I go on Instagram, it says, no internet connection, cannot refresh feed. Meanwhile, I'm using Instagram successfully. So I don't know. But I'm glad that you were able to hop over here. And maybe what I should start doing is putting a link, got some glue over there, a link over on Facebook saying, if you have issues on Facebook, please hop over to YouTube. Here's the link, because that can be frustrating. Okay, and then we are going to pop up our last large flower. Does anybody clean their silicone mat? This drives me nuts. Does it? Oh. Hey, look, it's just like in grade school when you would put, what was that glue called, everybody? Do you remember the glue that came in that amber bottle with the brush? I think it was a brush inside. It smelled really good when you were a kid. Like gas smelled really good, maybe if you were a kid, but now it smells disgusting. What was that glue called? And you could like, I don't know. God, I'm going to date myself so bad here, but we would have desks back in the day when schools actually had desks instead of tables. Yes, cement glue. Yes, thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Patty and Tammy. Yeah. We had desks that opened and your stuff went inside because sometimes you didn't change classrooms. And then you had like the tray where your pencils and pens would go and you could like put the glue in there. And then when it dried, you could peel it up. Okay. So do you guys clean your mat? I see this just peels off, but I'm not sure if everything does. I'm just wondering, is there an easy way? Goof off, lemon oil, all the things. Rubber cement. Oh my gosh. Could not think of the name, but I could sure remember the smell. It's kind of like the childhood trauma of the ice cream that came in the little tiny cups with that wooden spoon. Forever we remember the taste of that wooden spoon. Okay. And then we're just going to put this flower here. And we're going to glue this down. You could pop it up if you wanted to. You remember that Patty says she remembers the smell of white paste more and yuck to wooden spoons. Yeah. I remember Jenny says her daughter used to love that ice cream. We would have it in gym class sometimes in elementary school. And I remember ours, I don't remember the brand name, but I remember, and I think I've seen these at Costco, which for some of you might be more like Sam's Club, but it was white, vanilla and orange sherbet. Well, I call it sherbet. It's actually spelled sherbet, but whatever. I'm saying it with an R. And then that wooden spoon, like legitimately, like cooking with wooden spoons gives me the willies. And I don't even like touching a wet wooden spoon. I better glue this down before it dries. But oh my gosh, you guys, those wooden spoons. Ooh. You like the polka dots, Patty? I thought they were cute. I like the stripes too, but I think that like some of the patterns on this paper are a little more, I don't know, cutesy is not the word I want to look, but there's like a different vibe. Like some sides are more modern and then the other sides are like a little more everyday, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The white paste, yeah, kids eating white paste, like, huh? Like, really? Why? I mean, I'm trying to think if I can remember the smell of white paste, like Elmer's glue, or are you talking maybe paste that was in a jar? The smell of Elmer's doesn't bother me too bad. Does Mono smell? Does Tombow smell? No, this doesn't really have a smell. Everybody smell their glue. Okay. Moving on. Wow. It's a wacky day today. Wacky Wednesday. I know. Why do kids eat paste, Kathy? I don't know. Ugh. Gross. Okay. So I know that the colors of the tinsel gems are not an exact match for the colors that I'm using, but I thought they looked good. Okay, the paste in the jar that had the stick on it. I don't know if I have ever smelled that. Maybe it just traumatized me so bad I can't remember, and I'm just stuck on the wooden spoon. Okay, so we're gonna use these, and I believe these are Berry Burst, the dots that or the gems that I'm using, the color out of this pack. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they are. And that's why I pulled them. And then I just thought, why not use all of the other colors that are in here too? Okay. And there is card number 1. Okay. Any questions? Oh, I'm glad that you love it, Jenny. Thank you. I'm trying to be adventurous and use more color. I know not everybody is um, as much of a fan of white as I am. Thank you, Kathy. So I'm trying to branch out. Okay. So let's set this aside here and I'll grab the next card. So I'm going back on my word with this card. This card has a lot of white. So we have our card base, and then you will have a panel that is embossed with one of the folders from the Basics 3D embossing folders. These are an online exclusive, so you will not see them listed in the catalog as an item, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think that there is a sample in the catalog that uses one of the folders and then it tells you it's online, but I don't believe it's listed with an item number in the catalog as like a individual product. I hope that makes sense. And then we are going to use, you can either use the dot side or the stripe side for the banner. I chose to use the stripe since we already used the dots. You will have a strip for your sentiment, and then you will need to stamp these flowers in Pool Party. Again, the inside image is stamped off and the outside image is full strength. And then I did Granny Green for the leaves, but I did not stamp the inside piece. Not that you can see those because my face is over it. I wish I could minimize this rectangle. I might have to look into that. Sorry. There are the pieces I was talking about. So stamped off inside pieces, full strength outside, full strength, just the outline of the leaves. And I'm going to set this over here so I can see what I'm doing. So for your banner, while we do have a pick-a-punch that punches banners, it does not punch a snip or a piece this wide. So I just like to make a cut up the middle, and this does not have to be perfect. Mine is not going to be perfect on both sides. I know some people can cut that way. I personally can't. And see, I'll get it all wonky, so then I'll have to do a little bit more surgery. But that's okay. It will still look good. So cut your banner. And then let's go ahead and glue this down. I am a huge fan of these embossing folders. I use them on the Fun Fold card as well. I think it offers a great variety in a pack. I think it would be wonderful if we got a pack of embossing folders in the mini catalog. Wouldn't that be neat if we had like a trio of holiday, whether it's fall or Christmas? I think that would be fun. And then I'm going to glue this down. I vote for that too, Robin. I think that would be so fabulous. I would just love to have, I love sets of embossing folders. Okay, just center that as best you can. Then we'll go ahead and adhere our leaves down. Now, I'm cutting these apart again because I don't need all three petals or leaves on one side. Jenny says, I love embossing folders. Whenever I make a card without one, it feels naked to me. And I also love that embossing folders add something to your card, like texture or whatever type of design or look you're going for. But it's not, one, it doesn't add bulk to your card, and it I don't know, it just kind of adds something extra without being in your face. And oftentimes when I'm making a card and feel like, you know, this is missing something, I grab an embossing folder. Yes, I love embossing folders. They are probably the one thing, I mean, outside of staples like the inks and stuff, that I have all of, because I love them and use them all the time. Okay, so put this blue flower down. Now, if you find that not having the inside of the leaves just feels too naked to you, go ahead and stamp. I just wanted to show a different look. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. Whatever you think or whatever suits your style. And then we'll go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I will have to cut this down when I'm finished because I like my pieces a little bit longer so that I can trim them down instead of trimming it down. In fact, you know what? This piece is not even cut straight. So I'm going to grab a different scrap. Your piece will be cut straight. And I will also leave a little extra room for you so that you're not worried about stamping in a super tight spot. This is my, where I put all my white scraps in this job ticket holder because, well, I use a lot of white. So that thing is full, full, full. All right. Oh. Okie dokie. Paper just flipped up on me and decided it was going to do its own thing. There we go. All right, let me grab my paper trimmer to trim this down a little bit. I just want to make sure that the top of my letters is they're not coming through where the blade runs through. And then, you know, it can be kind of a pickle to get your paper when it's this small of a strip to lay down and stay still on your trimmer. So just use a Post-it flag or something to hold it down. And then this is going to be our sentiment. So I'm an eyeballer. So you can cut it any way you choose. You can not have an angle. You can have an angle, whatever you like. And I am actually going to pop this up as well, assuming I can figure out, here we go, what I did with my Stampin' Dimensionals. I was working on a card for my video on Saturday, and I was really struggling with a card, and I pulled out an embossing folder, and that was the magic answer. So gosh, I remember back in the day, did anybody have a light box with stencils, like brass stencils? And that was the way that we embossed. You had a stylus and you traced inside the brass stencil and embossed. Okay. Just looking for my take your pick tool, which is probably in front of my face. Oh, Lord. Oh, here it is. It's hiding under stuff. Okay. Ugh. All right. So we're going to put some of the blue dots. Thank you. Robin says she loves my pink nails. Thank you. I have been looking for a hot pink polish. Not specifically this color, but I did want this color, and I found this by accident. It wasn't supposed to look like this, but I'll take it. Yes. So Jenny still has her light box. Patty still has her light box. Oh, Jenny says that was the craft my mother-in-law introduced me to. How cool. That is so cool. Tammy remembers the brass stencils too. All right. You know, you just don't want to be my friend today. So we're just going to use blue on here for a fun pop of color. And I'm going to use my nails. Apparently not with that one because that one does not want to stick. Okay, and there is card number 2. And if you have blueberry bushel ink, which I believe these gems are, you could stamp your sentiment in blueberry bushel to add some extra blue. Thank you, Robin. I'm glad you like it. And you could zhuzh this up as much as you want to. You could put ribbon on it. You could put more gems. You could do whatever. You could just use it as a starting point if that's what you want to do. So we will move on to our fun fold. I have this funny story though. Patty already knows about this, but yesterday I was looking for, if you saw my card in our group. Oh, Kathy, were you still using it? And it just died a couple months ago. Kathy said her light box just died a couple months ago. I was looking for a small flower and I don't have a flower punch. So I was looking for this really small flower die. So I'm looking through all my dies and I find one in the translucent florals, which is a bundle that will be in the holiday catalog. And, I took the die out, you know, there is stuff on my desk, but it's not a disaster. And I just watched the die. It leaves my hand and it falls on my desk. And I swear I hear this noise. It hits something. And I look everywhere for this die, cannot find it. And I'm like, well, I guess that's lost. Then today I was making a birthday card for Eric, Patty's husband. His birthday's the 29th. So, you know, send him a card. And I pull out my dimensionals. It's in the bottom, or not my dimensionals, my foam sheets. And it's in the bottom of my foam sheets, which, you know, they're just packed in a clear plastic envelope like this. And it's just down in the bottom. Okay. How did this die? This is what I would like to know. How did this die fall out of my hand and go inside an envelope that was laying flat on my desk? Okay. Jenny says she saw a technique where you ink up the embossing folder. Yes, I have seen that done. Yep, you can absolutely do that. You can even put, you know, after you ink it up, spray it with water, emboss watercolor paper or thick basic white. There's so much stuff that you can do. I mean, if we had like, you could even do this. You would need to clean your embossing folder fairly quick, but you could even brush in the enamel. What are they called? Someone help me out here. They're not, I don't know if they're called enamel dots, but it's the stuff in the little bottles that I have misplaced mine. You could even brush some of that in there, squeeze some of that in there and smear it around and then emboss paper with it. Super fun. Okay. So Kathy says she uses her light box when she mounts her cling stamps. Oh, liquid enamel. Thank you, Jenny. Mounting them. Okay. That's super smart. All right. Fun fold. Here we go. I don't know what this little piece is for that I found over here. Okay. So in your kit, you will get a piece of paper that will be scored for you. This is just a Z fold. You will get a piece of paper that has been embossed with one of the other folders in the basic embossing 3Ds. And some other pieces that you will need. So squares. So you'll have a Daffodil Delight cut from the Stylish Shapes dies, and then a square die. You'll have another strip of paper for one of the other panels, and you will have some die cuts. Sorry, let me move over here. Or you won't have die cuts. You will need to stamp. So this is what I was talking about earlier. These are the ones that have been stamped off twice. So you can just do this when you're stamping your first set of Berry Burst flowers. And then the outsides are stamped off once. So you just make a little assembly line. And then again, we have the leaves with Granny Apple Green, just the outline. So I do want to show you something before I start gluing though, and that is this square right here. So I needed something for this section of the card, and we don't have a square die that's big enough. Now I could have just cut a square with straight edges, but I wanted to give it a little more interest because when it's folded, it just looks nice if there's something extra. So what I did was cut a square to the size that I wanted. And then I took one of the deckled rectangles and placed it around the edge each time and cut the edge. You can do this with quite a few of your dies, even if it's, say, I don't think the one in the Gorgeously Made dies is long enough. If you had a smaller piece of paper, you could do this. But in one of our die sets, I think it is, I'm not going to remember it off the top of my head. I think it's the, what is the one that has the deer? Oh, I just had this on the top of my head. Anyway, you could do this with pretty much any die. Even if it's, there's the die set that has the deer and like the forest scene background. There's a longer piece that is like you can use for, you know, snow or whatever you want to use it for. You could put that around the edge of something and make your own, you know, decorative edge. So anyway, if you're wondering where the heck did you get that square, that's how I created it. So you will just fold your card. So it just goes mountain and valley, super easy. And then you have this white piece that's embossed that will go on this first panel here, maybe. You can use whichever side you want, embossed, debossed. I used embossed this time. I don't know why I want to say that it's called something Grove. It's going to drive me crazy. I'll probably remember at 4 o'clock in the morning. And your next panel will go in here. Again, you could use either side, but I wanted to use the hearts. I felt like the hearts went good with the kind of feel of this stamp set. And then you can adhere your large square on the inside at the end panel. Did I put this in? Hold on. I wonder, this shouldn't matter, but it might. There we go. I had it the wrong way. So when you fold it, then you will see you have like this nice decorative edge that can be seen. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of stamping on this one. Not much, but I wanted to, because I was popping up the elements on this card, on this little square, I wanted to create some interest underneath. So this is just kind of an extra step you can do if you want. And I just went ahead and stamped the outlines where I estimated I was going to put my flowers. And then I just kind of mounted my flowers at an offset so you could see the detail underneath. I have somehow misplaced my liquid enamel dots. I don't know what not the current ones, not the new ones, the metallic, the copper and silver and gold, but the original ones that we had. I don't know what I did with them. I was looking for them the other day because I had this smart idea of something to do with them, and then I couldn't find them. So go figure. And then I am not going to use this part of the leaf again. Sorry, I don't, hopefully nobody's minding that I'm putting dimensionals on off screen. And then we are going to do a little bit of stamping with this tiny flower and some Pool Party ink. Oops. And we will adhere our square, our white square, to our yellow one. And then when you adhere the yellow square to the card, you don't want to put adhesive all over the back of the square because otherwise you're going to have it sticking there. So you just want to do the side of it that you need to stick to the embossed panel. It goes a little more than halfway over, but just keep an eye on it. And then we are going to embellish this with some of the green gems. And there you have it. There's our little fun fold card with some cute flowers inside. Okay, so that is card 3, and I will bring in the other 2. So there's the first card that we made. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you all like the cards. I'm gonna have to getting smushed off the screen here. So there we have them. So again, this is my card class for the week. So when you place an order in my online store of 35 using the host code that's at the bottom of the screen, you will get these card kits for free. So you get all the pieces, excluding the stamped and die cut images. Those are what you will need to do with the supply list that I provide on my website. And you will stamp and die cut those, but I do provide all of the other pieces. And if you make a $50 purchase, you get the tinsel gems for free. This is the 4-pack. There's a 3-pack that just has 3 colors. This is the 4-pack. And of course, yours will look like this. And then I will get everything in the mail to you starting July 24th. And then on Monday, we start a new class. So the 23rd will be the last day to order for this class to get the card kits for free to make your 6 cards. So there we have it. And I will be doing my Saturday Christmas in July video per usual. So this will be the 4th one. So there will just be one more after this, and then I'll start a new series. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you were inspired to either try some of these colors together, or inspired to use the bundle if you already have it, or to purchase it if you don't. Also, don't forget the stamp sale today, 24 hours only. So that's going to be ending this evening. Now, the bundle is going to be a better price, but if you're looking at individual stamps, 15% off everything, excluding hostess in the annual. So any questions, just reach out to me. I am happy to answer. Thank you so much for being here again with me this week, and for all of your lovely comments and your support. If you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed, I would love if you would do so. Like the video, share the video if you know of anybody who would be interested in learning how to make some cards. Thank you, friends. I will see you next week at the same time. Have a good one.